Y'all want to see like what Nintendo looks like right now? So, uh, so let me start this off by saying, if you've seen my last video, you know what my thoughts are about the Switch 2. It doesn't seem like, uh, it just seems like a whole marketing scam. Um, I was initially joking around. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Uh, I was initially joking around saying, "Oh, Switch supports piracy," which, by the way, it doesn't for legal reason. I have to disclose they do not support piracy. I don't support piracy, but I do understand the merits behind it. Not to say that I think you should do it, but I do think if if you're gonna stop piracy, there's the only way you're gonna do it is by making your system worth spending the money for. And I think price locking out 70% of your viewers, when I say price locking, I mean basically making it extremely unaffordable, is definitely not the way you want to go about making a system. Now, now, like I said before, if you see my last video, you know that I was saving up money for a Switch 2, and then my computer died. Literally on stream, it died. And then I ended up having to buy a very expensive computer so that way it'll last me a good lifetime of like 5 years, maybe. I don't know. But no, for real though, it's like, what? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to seriously pick a Switch 2 over my computer? Let's be real for right now. Now, I still was planning on buying the Switch. I was going to save up more money. I was going to eventually get it. And then the thing dropped, and I'm like, okay, this is looking lit. I love this. I want everything about this. Mario Kart World seems pretty cool. So, Mario Kart World was beaten in a day. Let me just get that out straight. Let me get that straight out of the bag. I've seen some reviews on Mario Kart World. I have not played it myself, so this is just basically secondhand information. Do your own research. If you feel like the game is going to be worth it, go ahead and get it. Who am I to stop you? Point being, the first couple people that I've watched to, they were huge Nintendo fans. They were seriously shilling out the company. They're saying, "Oh, this is going to be so lit. Don't let the haters get you down. This is going to be the best Nintendo product ever." And then they get they get freaking the Switch. They get Mario Kart, and then they realize this doesn't feel like an $80 game. This feels like a $30 game. And I'm like, well, Nintendo, what was that you said about we price our games based on the worth we perceive it to have? Based on what I was hearing, it feels like you should only have it priced up to $15 because they're good for party games, and that is all. It's like if it is a game you do not want to play on your own, like Balatro, like Skyrim, like Elden Ring, I don't think it's worth the $80. I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys were smoking. Not to mention the $10 intro game. Really, really, Nintendo, a $10 introduction to your Switch. Come on, what are we talking about right now? This is insane. And then on top of it, I was joking around saying how it's like, oh, like they support piracy, and then then I saw a message, or not necessarily, it was an X post about getting someone, or no, it wasn't even X post. It was just someone. I heard it from another YouTuber. They were going through, I think it was from Reddit or something like that. Either way, it was saying how the dude tried to hack the Nintendo Switch or just use a MIG switch on it. For those of you who don't know what a MIG switch is, it basically lets you compile all your games onto a little SD card. And I'm going to say that with all legal integrity, you should only use it for legal games that you own physically. Do not download stuff on it. It will break your system if you do that, because there are protocols put in place for MIG switches. But the dude, all he did was put the MIG switch in the Nintendo Switch 2, and it just broke down. It said error, suspicious electromagnetic activity or fucking some jazz like that, and then said, please call Nintendo, or Nintendo actually called them or something, and then is like, you better pay us a fine. It was the most insane shit, and so I was gonna make a video on that, but I thought, hold up, let's wait it out for a second. And then, as you can see right here on Yahoo Tech, hackers discovered how to the exploit after day one. And then we had so many Nintendo fans saying, "Oh, there's no way they'll exploit it." So that was the first, oh shit, Pikachu face. So then we're getting returns on Nintendo Switches, not necessarily because they hate the product, but because GameStop fucked up. Now, see, this is just one out of God knows how many, like, Switch things. First of all, I want to understand why you expect us to pay almost $500. Actually, no, you do expect us to buy it for $500 because Pro Switch controller, Mario Kart World, all the other jazz, all the other shenanigans, and then you expect that to be, enough or a good reason to you expect us to just like get a half-ass package. Like, the package design is even original. It's a Switch 1 but with Switch 2 slapped on the cover. That's literally all it is. You didn't even try. Y'all didn't even try with the box design. Okay, and I went to school for graphic design. This kind of stuff I have a little bit of an eye for. I'm not as into graphic design as I used to be for personal reasons. We're not going to get into that. Point being, y'all didn't even try with that. And then on top of it, I guess it isn't really surprising. You weren't even willing to try to make a different design for the Switch 2 box design. I don't know why I would expect you to actually put safety measures in it, because this tiny little staples, I'm not talking like big staples. I'm talking tiny staples used to staple little, like 3-5 pieces of paper together. GameStop used that to staple the receipts onto, which, GameStop, why the hell did you not use tape? I'm pretty sure most people use tape. The only time I ever use staples at my job is if I'm stapling papers together, like a little sheet booklet or whatever. But most of the time I will use tape. So I'm suspicious of that. Either the people running the GameStop are very stupid, or just don't care, or this was intentional. I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy rabbit hole or any of that jazz, but I just need you to guys understand that DuckDuckGo sucks as a thing. Because my gosh, I can't stay on one side. Okay, hold on. Okay, I don't see the staple mark on there. Oh, yeah. See, okay, so there's that, and then I thought they were supposed to. I thought they showed that in this one. Maybe it was a different post that I saw. Either way, as you can see, GameStop actually did put it away from where they initially would think the Switch 2 screen is going to be. But from what I've seen from other sources, the staple actually went through the thing. Hold on. I was gonna wait to do this, but it's like, okay, I'm like holding up my phone to capture my face rig. Switch to stapled. Okay, because I know I've seen it where it actually was broken. Okay, see what I'm talking about? Okay, I wanted to use DuckDuckGo because I thought it would be easier for my streams. I'm finding out the hard way that is not the gosh dang case. Um, uh, from what I'm understanding, because it's like if you're stapling receipts to your thing, to your people's switches, I'd imagine that is okay. No, see, this is the one I was talking about. This is the one I was talking about. Okay, you can clearly see the staple punctures. I wanted to get that out there just so you guys know I'm not crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but that's besides the point. Okay, y'all, this is damage of private property. Well, okay, it's not private property. You only get to, you're only loaned the Switch by Nintendo, because if you read their new licensing agreements, you are licensing the Nintendo Switch. You do not actually own it. You'll just actually you just get to use it for as long as they allow you to, and then if you do a little whoopsie, they just destroy your system, never coming back. Which is why I'm honestly all for hacking the Switch too, and then turning it into a Steam Deck. I'm only half kidding, okay? Nintendo, chill the fuck out. I am half kidding. The only reason I say half kidding is because if you keep this jazz up, you're going to keep this. You're going to just get. It's just going to get worse, and then people are going to hack it. People are going to turn them into Steam Decks, and then guess what? All the money that you just got gained, it's going to halt right there. That is, if people aren't already, returning their Switches, because some ordinary gamers initially was saying he was not going to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, bought it anyway, and he's not impressed. Guys, okay, to be fair, SOG, he is a huge tech nerd. The dude has installed Linux and has explained why installing Linux is not that big of a deal. So you already know this is his jazz. This is his stuff. He's into the specs. He's into the thing. So I definitely would trust his word over random YouTubers. But for goodness sake, guys, from what I'm hearing, both from SOG and then other people, the specs on this thing is comparable to the PS4, which, by the way, came out the same year as the computer I had that just broke. So yeah, remember that story I said? Yeah, that was all foreshadowing for this moment. My old computer that was from 2015, it was either 15 or 16, I don't remember exactly when, it's been a while. It's a decade old is what I'm trying to say. And you have the technology that's comparable by those standards. Sorry, I'm trying to find the logic here, which is why my head is moving. Like, come on, guys. You had one job. You had one job. And you know the worst part? I want you guys to understand. The worst part about this whole situation, the worst part is this was all avoidable. Their downfall, the overpriced video games, all the stuff. There's one trick that these companies that are failing seem to not understand. It's a trick that Sandfall, the people who made Expedition 33, and FromSoft, and then all these other successful ones, there's this one very secret strategy that they use. Okay. I need you to get so close to me right now, Nintendo. I need you to understand the words coming from my digital mouth right now. That one trick is humility, being humble. I wish I was joking too. Listen, $80, I can get over that. Having the Switch be like $450, I can get over that too, honestly. I can get over all this. But where we start tipping the scales is the licensing agreement saying you do not own your shit, the stupid digital cards that only work to, like, if you have internet access, the fact you can only use the Switch with internet access, like you can only start it up once using internet access. But to top it off, to make things worse, y'all brag about it being the highest tier shit, and then it only barely hits the mark for like PS4 standards. Like, I don't know what you guys were. I don't know what you guys were even expecting at this point. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting way more based on like the first drop of this Nintendo Switch. Y'all were like going crazy. Like, y'all were literally so full of yourselves. You locked the tutorial behind a paywall. You locked a button that lets you use a chat behind a paywall. You locked a lot of things behind a paywall. You were hyping this thing up to be the next best thing since sliced Nintendo Switches. And then it flops. People like SOG are criticizing your game. People who were once on your side are against you. Freaking Walmart and like Target, I guess some stores have a bunch of stock left, which honestly isn't too surprising to me, because there are certain stores that don't get as much traffic as they used to because of the times changing. My point being, though, y'all could have saved so much of this by not hyping it up as much as it is. I understand wanting to get your Switch out there. You're already in a name brand company, though. You already have the clout. All you gotta say is, it's not. It's like, of course, this is the best we can do right now. We want to include it. As you can tell, there is no OLED. There is no OLED on this Switch 1 or the Switch 2 Part 1, because we plan on making a better one or along down the lines. However, at the moment, we want to give you guys a taste of what's going on, and then you can make the. I'd say it's fine. Make the Switch to like $450, whatever. I don't care, but at least make the Mario Kart a part of the deal. Give fans the bare minimum, which is, Discord operations. Y'all wanted to lock behind Discord. What the fuck, guys? What is wrong with you people? Anyway, so yeah, that is my rant for the Switch 2, guys. I really do think they could have avoided all this by being a little bit humble about their thing, but they decided to go all out. They decided to act like their shit don't stink, and this is what happened. This is the consequences of your actions. Some ordinary gamers is not impressed by it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, if you guys liked what you see, please go ahead and hit like in the comments or whatever. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on, well, here. This is the only place I got. If you've noticed, I'm not signed into anything because I don't really have any real jazz aside from YouTube. So yeah, either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the way through. Don't forget to subscribe, all the jazz, and put on the bell, because I stream at random times if my internet will decide to work. That is, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.